Good morning, my children. My name is Bekova Delmira Maratovna, Gymnasium number 3, Karaganda City. Let's start our lesson from Unit 8, Our Neighborhood. The theme of our today's lesson is describing the shopping where we live. Learning objectives for this unit. Use speaking and listening skills to provide sensitive feedback to peers. Understand more specific information and detail of supported extended talk on a range general and curricular topics. Understand a longer sequence of supported classroom instruction. Use appropriate subject-specific vocabulary and syntax to talk about a limited range of general topics and some curricular topics. Ask simple questions to get information about a growing range of general topics. Let's start our lesson. Pre-learning part of our lesson. I give you a short description of two cities. You have to guess which one is which and write the name of the city in the space provided in the worksheet. Are you ready? Let's start. Look at the screen and pictures and guess. This city remains the largest, most developed, and most ethnically and culturally diverse city in Kazakhstan. Due to development by the Soviet Union and relocation of workers and industries from European areas of the Soviet Union during the Second World War, this city has a high proportion of ethnic Russian and Ukrainians. The city lies in the foothills of Trans-Ili Alatau or Zalisky Alatau in the extreme southeast. What is the name of this city? Yes, you are right. It's Almaty. Please listen the next description of the text. The city lies along Ishim River at the junction of the Trans-Kazakhstan and South Siberian railways. It led to much new construction and the setting up of various research and higher educational institutions in the city. Teacher training, agriculture, medicine, engineering, and construction institutes were built in it. What is the name of this city? Yes, you are right. It's Nur-Sultan. Now, explain me please, which words and phrases or sentences helped you to decide which city was which? Write your answer in the diagram and in your worksheet. Feel free to draw, circle, underline, or highlight anything which help you to understand the text. And now, let's compare two cities. Look at the information again. Use two more adjectives to describe cities. You have done the first part of our lesson very brilliant. Now, have you got any ideas what we will do at the lesson? Yes, you are right. We are going to listen and identify the names of objects and their directions with some support. Practice direction vocabulary for the instructions to find different places. Ask simple questions using degrees of comparison of adjectives. Let's remind the grammar comparison of adjectives. Watch the video and fill in the tables with the rules in your worksheet.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Teacher Ivan channel, where we cover English grammar unit by unit. In today's lesson, we will talk about comparative adjectives. We will first talk about what adjectives are, and then we will take a look at their comparative forms. Now let's get to work. Now the first question is, what are adjectives? Adjectives are words that are used to describe nouns, meaning words for things, people, and places. Now stop the video and try to find the adjectives in these sentences. Okay, now let's take a look. The tall woman, the big car, he is happy. This math problem is complicated. He's a good painter. The sock smells bad. All of these adjectives describe only one person or only one thing. If we wanted to use the comparative, we would need to compare two things. Now stop the video and try to write the comparatives on your own. Now let's take a look. The man is taller than the woman. The bus is bigger than the car. She is happier than him. This math problem is more complicated than that math problem. He is better painter than him. The fish smells worse than the sock. Okay, so if you did everything with no mistakes, congratulations, you know basic comparative adjectives. However, if you have made some mistakes or want to know why every example is different, stay tuned until the end of this video. Now let's take a closer look. Here we have a very typical comparative. We simply added ER onto a regular adjective. Most comparatives are made in such way. Now here we have something interesting. We added ER to the regular adjective, but we also doubled the last letter of that adjective. Now how did that happen? So the first thing you need to know is that this adjective is short. It has only one syllable, and the last two letters of the adjective are consonant and a vowel. Now, you should know that there are only 5 vowels in the English language, and they are A, E, I, O, U. The other letters, B, C, D, F, G, and so on, are called consonants. If you want to understand the difference between them in detail, please watch my video called Indefinite Articles a and n. I will leave the link to that video in the description of this one. Anyway, as long as the adjective is short and ends with a vowel and a consonant, we double the last letter before adding ER. The next example is happier. The original adjective is happy. This adjective has 2 syllables. Now let me show you what I mean when I say 2 syllables. Take a look. Happy. we can naturally cut this word into two parts, or two syllables. Remember the adjective from before? Big? Can we cut it into small parts? No, we can't. Ironically, the adjective big is a very small word, with only one syllable. Now let's go back to the adjective happy. If it has two syllables and ends with Y, you change the Y into I and add ER. Now let's take a look at this example. Do we see ER anywhere? Nope. But why? Before I answer, can you tell me how many syllables does adjective complicated have? Let's try together. Complicated. 4 syllables. You can also do it while clapping. Complicated. That means that this adjective is very long. And we don't want to make long adjectives longer, right? No, we don't. The last two are a bit different. They are what we call irregular adjectives. And that means that they are not regular, meaning that we don't simply add ER to them. If we want to put them in the comparative form, we have to change them completely. Good changes to better, and bad changes to worse. Now, before I go, I have a question for you. What are the two possible comparative forms of the adjective far?
Now, children, let's have fun and play the game, the quiz show. On the side, the word wall. Slimmer, it's comparative. On this side, I have made for you 5 interesting games. And according to your link, you can have fun. Heavier, comparative. Worse, comparative. Bonus round. We have 50 points more. The coldest. If you don't know the answer, you can press this button. The coldest is superlative. The widest, superlative. Far, adjective. The next game is to find the answer. Slimmer, comparative. Heavier, comparative. Worse, comparative. The coldest, superlative. The widest, superlative. Okay. The next game is open the box. The worst, it's superlative. Interesting, it's adjective. White, adjective. More interesting, comparative. I think, children, that you understand these games the best. Superlative. Press on the link and have fun. Now, it's time to practice our rules. Open your student's book at page 97 and let's do exercise 1. Look at the table in your student's book and complete it with the adjectives. You can check your answers with the rules. Now let's check your answers. Short adjectives and adjectives ending in Y. Old, older, safe, safer, big, bigger, pretty, prettier, friendly, friendlier. Long adjectives: dangerous, more dangerous, exciting, more exciting, and irregular adjectives: bad, worse, good, better, far, further. Look at the photos of Astana and Almaty and write your opinions about the cities. For example, I think that the architecture is better in Astana. Children, don't forget that Astana was renamed in Nur-Sultan. Use this modern name in your sentences. Now let's check your answers. I think that the air is cleaner in Almaty. I think that life is more exciting in Nur-Sultan. I use Nur-Sultan because it is the modern name of our capital. I think that the streets is wider in Nur-Sultan. I think that countryside is more beautiful in Almaty. I think that people is friendlier in Almaty. Now, let's complete the sentences with comparatives and do the quiz with a partner. Guess, is this statement true or false? Then listen the audio and check. Is the word than before or after the adjective in comparative sentences?
Track 2.39, Unit 8, Language Focus. Exercise 2. 1,
Tokyo is more expensive than Rome.
True.
2,
New York is newer than Athens.
True.
3,
The Atlantic is wider than the Pacific.
False.
4,
Everest is higher than Mont Blanc.
True.
5,
The Rhine is longer than the Amazon.
False.
6,
Cape Town is more dangerous than Zurich.
True.
7,
Mexico City is older than Venice.
False.
8,
Paris is further than Madrid from London.
False.
Try making your own quiz. Write 6 more sentences using these words, or you are free to use your own ideas. Then test your partner. I will give you some examples for answers. Let's check your answers. The weather in Brazil is colder than in Canada. No, the weather in Brazil is hotter than in Canada. The Danube is longer than the Nile. No, the Danube is shorter than the Nile. Australia is smaller than Poland. No, Australia is bigger than Poland. The Andes is lower than the Alps. No, the Andes is higher than the Alps. Prague is newer than Los Angeles. No, Prague is older than Los Angeles. If you have done the previous task, the first, you can do this exercise. Make questions with comparative adjectives and than. Then ask your partner. For example, is Oldington older than Newell? Yes, it is. The home task for today is exercise 6 at page 97. Activate. Compare 2 cities with a partner using words in exercise 5 and your own ideas. Compare your town to another town in Kazakhstan and write 5 sentences. My town is smaller than Almaty. And I want you to give me feedback. Write 3 adjectives to describe our lessons. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.